but we learned a lot. Now, the three core apps in Mobile Me were Contacts, Calendar, and Mail. Three things we'd obviously like kept up to date. We've thrown them away. We've re-architected and rewritten them from the ground up to be iCloud apps. And we've put them on all of our devices. So, as an example, in Contacts, when I make a new contact on my iPhone, it's automatically brought up to the cloud where it's stored on the cloud, right? The truth is on the cloud. And then it's automatically pushed down to my other devices so they're all in sync. It's that easy. I just update a contact on my iPhone and don't even think about it, and that contact is updated on all my other devices. And if I change it on any device, it's updated on all devices wirelessly, automatically, without me doing a thing. So that's Contacts. Here's Calendars. Works much the same way. I make a new calendar event on my iPhone. It's stored in the cloud, and it's pushed to my other devices. Pretty cool. We've also added calendar sharing. So as an example, if I'm sharing a few calendars with my wife, school and soccer calendars, let's say, right? And I add a new calendar for a teacher-parent conference on my phone. It's, again, automatically pushed up to the cloud and automatically pushed to my wife's iPhone. If she adds an appointment for a soccer game, again, goes up to the cloud and back to my iPhone. It's that simple. And so Calendars it stores your calendars in the cloud, changes on any device are pushed to all your devices, and we have shared calendars. And we think you're going to love the new calendars. It just works. And then we have Mail. Mail was in the best shape of all, but it's even better now. We give you a Mail account at me.com. Your new messages, again, are pushed to all your devices. And like we're used to, your inbox and folders are all kept up to date on all devices. So that's Mail. And no ads. We build products that we want for ourselves, too, and we just don't want ads. So we can't get there. So these are the three apps that form the core of Mobile Me. We used to sell them for a subscription price of $99 annually. As of today, this product ceases to exist, and those three apps are now going to be free. But we didn't stop there. We've got three more apps that we've brought into the iCloud universe. The first is, of course, the App Store. The App Store, you've bought a lot of apps so far, and you can buy them, of course, directly on your devices. Maybe the app you want isn't on the device you've got with you. So for all your purchase history now, you can see it on all your devices, even if the app's not there. And we've added this button here, which is download from the cloud. And if you want that app on that device, you just push that button, and that app is automatically sent to that device, right? And there's no extra charge. No extra charge. Now, we've done that for your purchase history. What about for devices you buy in the future? Well, for devices when you buy them in the future, you want to buy Yelp, let's say. The cloud downloads it to all your devices, again, at no extra charge, all automatically. So that's what we're doing with the App Store. iBooks, same thing. You've got your purchase history of all the books you bought on any device. You want to get it on your iPhone, say. Just push the button. It downloads to that device. When you buy a new iBook, let's say you want to buy this book here, The Wave. It downloads it to all your devices now. And if you're reading it on one device, let's say you're reading it on your iPad, and you've just got to run. You get to a page, you bookmark that page, that bookmark is sent up to the cloud and stored, and again, pushed to all your other devices, so maybe you can read the rest of that chapter as an example on the train to work. It all just works. And now backup. We talked about being PC-free. Scott talked about how you can wirelessly back up your devices daily to your PC or your Mac, but let's do it to the cloud as well for those people that want to be completely PC-free. So we've added wireless backup to the cloud, and basically, once daily, we're going to back up a lot of your important contents to the cloud. If you ever get a new phone or have to replace a phone, you literally type in your Apple ID and password, and everything will be loaded onto that phone automatically and wirelessly. So we automatically do daily backups to iCloud over Wi-Fi. We back up your purchased music, apps, and books. We back up your camera roll with your photos and videos. We back up your device settings, and we back up your app data, all to the cloud. So that is backup, and those are 3 other apps that come with iCloud. But we couldn't stop there. And so we have a final 3 apps that are amazing, the most inventive part of iCloud, I think. And I'd love to tell you about them. The first one is documents in the cloud. So if I'm on my iPad and I create a Pages document, right? I create a Pages document, and it automatically uploads it and stores it in the cloud when I close that document, completely automatically. And it then pushes it to all the devices that I have Pages on. So I can get the document between my devices. And we have put that into Pages, Numbers, and Keynote. As a matter of fact, the versions we just released last week have this in there. And to demonstrate what this is like with iWork, I'd love to invite Roger Rosner, who's our VP of iWork, up to give us a quick demo.
Thank you, Steve. All right, let's take a look at how iWork and iCloud will work together. Let's say you're working on a keynote presentation on your iPad, making a beautiful presentation with all those awesome keynote graphic effects and animations, but you're away from home, you didn't bring your iPad with you, and you run into somebody who wants to see your presentation. Well, the good news is last week we shipped iWork for iPhone. And even better, for anybody who bought an iWork app for your iPad, you can download that app for your iPhone at no additional charge. So let's fire up Keynote on this phone. This is the first time we've run it here, so it's going to say hi, and then it's going to say, do you want to use iCloud? We say yes. And immediately, it sees all your Keynote presentations that you've been working on in the cloud and starts to download them in the background to your iPhone. So I'll open this one we were just looking at. And as you can see, it's all there. It even remembered what slide we were looking at. And if I want to, I can just hit play it right on my iPhone. And I put exactly 0 effort into getting that file over here. Pretty neat. Of course, all the iWork apps use iCloud, so let's take a look at Pages. And imagine you're out and you're inspired to make some changes to a document you've been working on. So I'm going to move this graphic over here. Maybe I just took a photograph that I think would be great to spruce up my cover page, so I'll go to my camera roll, insert my graphic, use alignment guides to place it, and I'm done. And I stick the phone in my pocket and I forget about it. And in the background, iCloud is grabbing all those changes and then immediately pushing them back down to my iPad. So when I get home, pick up the iPad, fire up Pages, you can see in the upper left, my document thumbnail's already been updated. And there are all my edits, absolutely no effort on my part. And that is how iWork works with iCloud. I think you're going to like it. Thank you.
Thanks, Roger. And documents in the cloud really completes our iOS document storage story, too. In other words, a lot of us have been working for 10 years to get rid of the file system, so the user didn't have to worry about it. When you try to teach somebody how to use a Mac, the easiest of all computers to use, everything's going along fine until you hit the file system, and then the difficulty is staggering for most people. So we've made it on the iOS devices to where you don't ever have to think about it. The app manages the presentation of its own documents, just like Mail manages the presentation of its own messages. But the piece that we weren't finished with was how do we move those documents around to different devices? And Documents in the Cloud solves that problem for us. Apps can store documents in iCloud. iCloud pushes those documents to a user's devices automatically. The documents update on all devices when changed on any device. And we are releasing APIs to all of you. So it's really easy to tie your apps into iCloud's storage system. And again, you can have complex documents, apps like Pages, or we've got another storage facility for key value data. So as an example, if you've got an app that just tracks stocks, you can just update the key value pairs, and we'll store that in the cloud as well. So documents and key value data works across all iOS devices and Macs and PCs too. So we think this is going to be pretty big, and that is documents in the cloud.